have an age difference. We have life differences.
This is how you should live your life.
I got the faith, because to get the faith,
Got it. Well, let's jump into this.
this is the Old School, New School podcast.
Morning sunshine. Christian Hair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Old School, New School podcast. I am Will Charles Egan, and as always,
Chris Meekins.
how are you doing today?
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
I'm doing okay.
I'm
feeling a little bit like an Italian mafia.
It's those red glasses.
Yes, from like the last dying breath of the Italian mafia in the 80s.
Yeah.
When they look like this.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we're so glad that you're here joining whatever this is. We're having a party here. If you enjoy these episodes of craziness between the two of us, please be sure to hit the subscribe button above Chris's head.
Yes.
It says, hey. That's it. It just says, hey.
Hey.
And if you push on it, it'll take you to our page, and you can subscribe if you would so choose.
We would love it.
We would greatly appreciate it. We have a goal of hitting 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so please help us out.
Please.
When we hit that, we will celebrate.
Celebrate good times. Come on. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
Go figure. You're so good at these. You're getting better. Next thing you know it,
What can I
you're
say?
going to fire me.
And it'll just be me.
And
It'll be the New School podcast. That'll be it. Just me.
Could you talk by yourself for
1,000%. Of course I could. I could totally. I do it. I already do it. Talk to myself for an hour. Yeah.
talk me into wearing my sunglasses during this because we're gonna
celebrate.
We're celebrating.
Today is the.
What does sunglasses have to do with celebrating?
Well, it's fun. It's beachy. You know, you guys with your Christmas decorations do like a palm tree instead of a Christmas tree.
We do. It's,
So
Yeah.
it's it's very tropical.
Yeah.
In the state of Florida.
and you go out today. I mean, it was a really cold morning. It was like 55 this morning.
It was.
It was like really cold.
It was cold.
But this afternoon, we
Yeah.
went hanging out, my wife and I,
Yeah.
and
Got warm.
got t-shirts,
Yeah.
and
It was
shorts on.
all the way up, all the way down. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah. And then this midday, it's because the UV index is super hot. I don't know if you've noticed. We haven't had a cloud in the sky for like the past 3 weeks.
I know.
It's weird.
Not
It's
a
great.
cloud.
It's great because I feel like, not a cloud in
Cleveland,
the
there's
sky.
there's a day when there's never a day without a cloud in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like days like this, you're like, oh my gosh, this is
You look up and you
beautiful.
go, it's just
so
blue.
beautiful. Well,
crazy.
or it's in the middle of winter. You get
Yes.
these clear skies, and it gets even
Right.
colder because of the
High pressure.
Well,
Yeah,
the cloud is like a blanket, holds the heat in. So
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Don't make me look it up for you. Don't make
I think
me,
it blocks the sun, so it keeps the.
No. It actually holds it's
Okay.
warmer when it's cloudier. When it's
right.
clear sky and it's night and it's winter in
Oh, yeah.
January, cold.
Freezing.
Freezing
Yes.
cold. So discipleship of celebration.
Discipleship of celebration.
One of the things that
Discipline.
discipline. Of
There you
sex-
go.
Yeah, just you're going to do it. We're going to. One of the things that out of my group this morning, the guy said, he goes, after you talked, he goes, I really looked at it. It's a discipline.
Yeah.
Celebration is a discipline, and we ended up having a long conversation about that because it's like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Fun, or
When you're young.
celebrating.
Celebrating, it's fun. I mean, we'll use both words today.
But are they the same thing?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay. But you were saying. What were you saying, Chris?
I was saying that it's a discipline, meaning it takes it. You have to practice it. You have to make it happen.
Right.
It's a discipline of celebration. It's like, okay, wait a minute. I need to stop doing what I'm going to do, and I need to celebrate the fact that we're all here together, or we're
Holidays,
out with
yeah.
friends and stuff like that. So it is a discipline. So people think, well, why am I never happy, or why is it? This never happens to me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just wah, wah. Everything's sad.
I mean, have you ever met anybody like that?
I've been that for times. Yes.
Really?
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's just like everything sucks, man. Have you ever?
And then you get it. Then it happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
But then you get around other people and you're like,
right. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. I love people and I love being around people, and I am the best. Right? No, but yeah, it's a thing that you definitely you have to make a conceited effort sometimes, especially once life gets mundane.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets repetitive and
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
And you got to go to work again.
So being a Christian, one of the things that we hit on this morning was celebration is the heartbeat of the Christian life. I mean, if you look back to ever since Jesus came, okay, I can't read with these glasses on. I'm sorry. I can't be like that. But Christ's story is a story of celebration, and they celebrated the fact that people got raised from the dead, people got healed,
Yeah.
it was like, do you not think that there was like a great party
Oh,
when
my gosh.
people got healed?
When Lazarus came back from the dead, I can't imagine they went, all right, cool, see you guys later.
Let's go home and let's go
Cook dinner. Hey, Lazarus, you left dishes when you died.
It's your turn.
Hey, Lazarus, it's your turn to do
Go
dishes.
clean up your mess.
Exactly. I've been dead. What are you talking about?
I've been busy, a little bit busy.
Yeah, no, we're going to have fun when stuff like that happens.
But it says, Jesus, when Jesus entered the world, the angel declared, "I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people." And then as he left the world, he says, he's saying, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be made full."
That's awesome.
First words, last words.
Yeah?
God bless you.
Thank you. I need it.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit. Close. It's German.
German.
Yeah.
I hope you don't die.
No, thank you. But yes, he starts coming into the world with joy, bringing joy, and then he leaves the world saying, "I pray that you may continue to have my joy, that it would be in you, that it might be full," right?
So these are his first and last commandments. So why do we have people? So we were talking beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
He was being critical of old men, and he's saying, "Why are old men so grumpy? Old men? Well, they make movies about it,
Crotchety and gross.
and
old.
so I think after like years, you're just like, okay, I'm tired of going to work.
Yeah.
This is not exciting.
Yep.
This is not new.
Yep.
We've tried the same new product that this young guy, 22 years old, coming in and saying, "Yeah, hey, let's do this." We tried that 4 times already. It doesn't work. But seeing you're my boss and you sign my paycheck, I'm going to do it.
Why not?
And then he goes home and says, "That little person,
That little person.
young
Whippersnapper
thinks
There you
he's
go.
going to tell me I got the T-shirt. It doesn't work."
Yeah, I should be doing it up there.
So the older now I've met people. I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. I knew a guy at the fire station that you thought he was on crack all the time. Well, does crack make you happy? We talked about this last week.
I don't know about happy, but it certainly makes you feel things.
Yeah. So what makes you happy?
What makes you happy? A good workout.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
me. I'm
yeah.
crazy. Like
So
that.
to everyone is different, right?
There you go. Yeah, it's different for everybody.
So
Some
there was
people's
this
crack.
guy anyway. His name was Jimmy Walters, and he was the nicest guy you've ever wanted to meet.
Mm.
And people would be like, "Are you faking it, Jimmy?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
He's just nice.
I'm just happy.
He genuinely was the nicest person I know.
Wow.
Maybe Joyce is, although I did piss her off last night, so she's not. Yeah, she wasn't nice last
Better
night.
resolve that.
She's going to yell at me for this, but she's going to be mad again.
Why'd you bring that up?
Why do you do that? So all that to say is, but you get older and you get tired, and you got the kids, you got the pre-kids, you got I got the house payment. Oh, wait a minute! If I don't do this crap, I might lose my job, and I got these 3 kids and a house payment. So you starting to get angry.
Yep, I can see it now.
And so, so if you don't work at it, which is what the Bible talks about, which we're going to talk about, you get older and you get cranky. And so you have to make an adjustment. So it's a choice. So a discipline, go back to that, is a choice.
A discipline is oftentimes out of your norm, maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone until it becomes your norm. It takes getting up and then you build the momentum. You can continue to do that. So a discipline, it seems counterintuitive, right? The discipline of celebration. Because celebration is just fun and wild and carefree. It's like, it can be, but it also can be something that you have to do because your life without it is mundane.
Well, you have a spirit of happiness. You're like, people look at you and they go, "Wow, how come they're happy all the time?"
Yeah.
And so the Bible teaches that the joy of the Lord is your strength. And so we keep on going to these disciplines that, well, why would you do that? Well, because there's a peace that comes with doing these kind of things. There's this, there's a strength that you get from having the Lord's joy.
Absolutely. I think of, when I hear about all this, I think of the Sabbath. And obviously it's a little bit different because that's resting, but it's making a conceited effort to stop the hustle and bustle or the work or the crankiness or whatever that is, and to force yourself away from the tasks of daily life and to have a reflective moment, right? Because a big part of the Sabbath is, like God laid it out. He rested on the seventh day and said that the creation was good, right? He was taking the time to step back and look over what he had done and to celebrate it, right? And I think this is the same way. It's like, I'm going to make an effort to stop what I'm doing and celebrate what has been done. The Lord's goodness in my life, the fruits of my labor, my family, my friends, whatever that looks like.
Right.
And so I think celebration can be a strength because it's like recharging a battery.
It's
right?
like when you walk out of church or you go to a rock concert, you're celebrating, it's not even for our bad Christians that are.
I was listening to rock on the way here.
Yeah. And sometimes you listen to a song, you listen to that song, We Are the Champions, or any Pink Floyd song that comes on. There's this, you know who Pink Floyd is?
I know Pink Floyd, of course. I think of
this,
drugs when I think of Pink Floyd, but yes.
You just think of like, oh my gosh, that is so good.
Yes.
And you're like celebrating.
Yeah.
And you get out of the car, you're like,
yeah,
you feel like better.
Exactly.
It's why people listen to music.
Absolutely. Like, do you ever rediscover a really good song after a while, or maybe you hear a new song and it's like, oh, this song is really good. I'm one of those psychos that replays it on repeat over and over and over till like I've memorized the whole song. But whenever I get like I had it today, it's a song I already knew, but I kind of rediscovered it, how much I enjoyed it, and I've been listening to it all day. And it's like, this song is awesome, and I'm celebrating. Music is one of the things that unites across all different kinds of cultures and backgrounds and races is the joy and the celebration in music. That one's great.
What's his name? Franklin. He's a Christian singer.
Kirk Franklin.
Yep. I get to listen to one of his songs.
Are you ready? For the revolution. Whoa.
And you're like, I'm like in my car,
Do you want a revolution?
And Joyce and I, that's how we met.
Yes.
We'd go to the disco. And
absolutely.
we'd dance. We'd always be dancing. I'd be out there on the floor doing the... Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but there's something about celebrating, and that's like a form of it. There's other ways, like you said, working out.
Absolutely. That's my celebration is lifting.
It's like...
Yeah.
Okay, I love doing this, so I'm going to do this.
Yes. It's I get to do it. It's not I have to do it.
There you go. But it moves you from moving out of like this happiness that I need to be happy rather than there's a deeper strength that comes out of it. And so so one of the examples that they use is like a mother that has a child.
Okay.
We had 4.
Yeah.
My wife had 4.
Yeah, you didn't.
I participated for about 8 minutes total.
Right.
So
you did, huh?
So I'm watching this baby come out.
Right.
And I'm like, you don't ever have to do that again.
Right.
You don't ever.
We're good.
We're good. I mean,
yeah.
I'll go get fixed tomorrow.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening, why does a mother do it again and again? Because there's this thing that's going to happen because of this, what she went through. And so they go through this difficult season to get to this great season of having this new live child.
Right, yeah.
Which none of my kids I would give up.
There you go.
Well, there was a couple times.
There's a couple times I wish you weren't here.
And so that's what you're building up to something. So sometimes it's not great, but there's a celebration of what has happened.
Yes.
And rejoicing in that.
It's like delayed gratification, right? That's a whole part of discipline is doing a hard thing now so that you can rejoice later. And this is the rejoicing. Right. This is the discipline of celebration.
But then we were going to talk about how do we maintain it.
Yes. Well, it begins with obedience.
Obedience.
It's continuing to do it, right? Have you ever gotten into let's say, a good habit of like a morning routine, right? I'm going to get up at 6 a.m.
I've been trying. I swear to God.
Well, here's the thing. So you start and you feel great.
Yeah.
And you do it once or twice. And you're like, I'm reading my Bible. I'm reading this book. I'm walking. I'm working out. I'm eating right. You feel great. And then this third day rolls around. You go, well, maybe I won't read, but I'll do my exercise and I'll walk and I'll do all the other stuff. And then you kind of slip up and it's like, all right, but I'm going to do it next time. And then the next day rolls around and you don't do it. And then the next day. And then you kind of slowly slide back into where you were before.
Yeah.
That feeling sucks.
Yeah.
And
that's why old men are angry, because that only takes like a 24-hour period to go through all three of those.
To have all 8 forms of rejection and
yes
anger, but that's what takes consistency and obedience and discipline.
And so obedience, the other thing is obedience is that, okay, when I feel like God's calling me to do something, we'll say quit smoking cigars.
Uh-oh, Chris.
Okay, so we'll just say that the Lord was moving in my life.
Uh-oh. Yeah, recently maybe?
Well, I've got another a box of 20 to be obedient to.
Right.
But the point is that if God was telling me to quit smoking cigars, and I've questioned God. I'm like, hey, should I quit doing that? And I haven't got a specific yes. I've got a well, it's not going to hurt.
Right.
But it's okay because anyway, that's another whole story.
Right.
But if God told me to quit smoking cigars,
right,
and I quit, and I'm like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, why am I not joyful? Or why am I not able to celebrate? Well, because I'm living actually a life in disobedience.
Yes.
And there's something that happens when you obey, when God tells you to do something, it's for your benefit.
Go figure.
Or when you're reading something, you're like, well, okay, so what is listening to God? We've said this before. Listening to God is reading something, understanding something, saying, I'm pretty sure God's talking to me right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or sitting in church and the guy's talking about, not smoking cigars and your heart's pounding.
Yes, the conviction hits.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what God sounds like to me. Would you agree with that?
Convictions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like when you hear it, because I hate saying, God told me. And people
right.
are like,
yes.
Well, did he say it in audible?
The clouds part and did the angels sing?
Yeah.
What the heck happened? Yeah. No, when I hear, to your point of God told me, I'm definitely a big advocate that God speaks in multiple ways. It's not just like I'm speaking to you. Right. Speaking can be, opening up God's word in the Bible. It can be even through a worship song. It can be through coincidence. It can be through certain happenstance. Sometimes it's the voice in your head, right? But to your point, when you get those convictions in church or, a feeling of maybe I should do this, God speaks to you like that.
Yeah.
And that is something that, like you had said, God doesn't tell you to do something just because. If God wants you to do something, it's ultimately for your benefit or for the benefit of others. So there's no reason not to do it. The only reason why you're not doing it is because you're listening to your selfish, fleshly desires, right?
I think I know better.
Right, I think I know better,
it would better for me to sit on this couch all morning long.
Which is foolish.
2 hours.
That's foolish.
Yeah.
You need to listen to God because he's God and you're not, right? And so obeying in celebration, being obedient to that is going to be ultimately for your benefit.
Yeah, because you're going, oh man, after you work out, you're like, I'm really glad I did that.
Yeah, because at first I'm always like, well, I can just do a little. Well, maybe I just need that. And then you actually go and do the thing and you get out and you're like, thank God I did it because I feel great.
So one of the examples I use this. So this happened this week. We went to the store to buy something for my son.
Okay.
I can't say it because
Christmas gift.
And I know how he
spoil it and make him watch the podcast.
But so anyway, so we were there like a week ago, and they had it out on this display. And the lady was saying, "I'm like, those are really cool." And then we thought about buying them. I'm like, "Nah, I'm not going to buy it."
Right.
So then 3 days later, Joyce goes, "I think I want to buy them for Chris." And I said, "Okay." And so she's like, "Do you think we should go to Costco and go get it right now?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then about an hour later, I'm like, we should go do that right now.
Yeah.
We should just go do that right now. So we get in the car, drive to Costco because they have ice cream. Did you ever have Costco soft serve?
I've been once with you, and that was it. I've never had any of that stuff.
I'm telling you, they have the best soft serve, $1.99. It's the best.
Really?
Yeah, it's custard. It's like
amazing. Custard's great. Yeah.
Gosh,
I haven't had ice cream in so long.
So I'll go to Costco at any given time. Which is why I need to go work out.
See? Obedience.
So, so we go in there and we go up to the lady and we say, "Hey, do you have these things that they were on this table?" She goes, "Oh no, those sold out that day." And I'm like, "Oh crap."
Dang.
She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Let me go back here, see if 64 has them, the other store here in Sarasota, Bradenton." And she says, "Let me just check." So she's on the computer, and we're laughing and joking because we're being nice. And it was 8:00. Costco closes at 8:30.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. So, but she's being super nice. So she goes, "You're not going to believe it.
That happened.
There's 2 left. Just got delivered, and because we were told this is it. You're not getting it."
Right.
She goes and gets the 2 of them, and we hand it to him. We're like, "Okay, is that God?"
Maybe.
I think it's so.
I don't
but
believe
still, the
in
fact
accidents.
the fact is that we were happy. We were having fun with her.
Yeah.
And everybody was like really happy. And it's like, why not rejoice in something that like was really fun?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not have fun with it?
Oh, wait a minute. God holds the universe in order.
Sure.
The earth is spinning every
Certainly does
day
that.
without, especially when I'm sleeping, when I'm out of control.
Right. And he still does
He's
it.
able to handle that big thing. Why can't he do a little thing, which he actually holds all those little molecules together? So,
Right.
So why would I not celebrate when good things happen? It takes
Absolutely.
practice.
Yes, it does.
It takes a concerted effort.
Concerted effort. Yes.
Concerted effort.
Close enough, but yeah. We'll get it one day. Conservative effort.
I went to a funeral yesterday, a memorial
Oh,
service.
jeez.
Will's going to go up and he's going to speak at my memorial service. He's going to say he was a great guy.
Couldn't speak for the life of him. Guy sucked at the one language that he spoke.
He would make up words.
He would conservative efforts.
I'm pretty sure
What?
this is the right word. Anti-establishmentarianism.
No. Anti-disestablishmentarianism is the word you're
Remember
looking
the
for.
first time you ever learned that word?
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like, I'm going to say
I'm going to
it.
say it a million times exactly. You go anti-dis. Right.
Yeah, so he'll be saying that at my funeral.
I will. Yes.
He'll be saying he was a good guy, but
He was an idiot. Fortunately,
dumb as a rock.
he sucked.
But he owned the equipment, and we got along
And
really good.
he kind of string me along, and I was like, all right, fine. I guess I'll record another episode this Saturday.
And again, I think that Will and I were joking. It's not a difficult conversation for us to celebrate. Do you think that that's unique for you and me? Why do you think?
Sure. Well, because this is definitely
why can you?
Yeah. Well, this is many of these celebrations. It's hard to do all of them because there's certain personality types that are more equipped to do some better, right? And I'd say you and I are great at this one.
Like German engineers.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
The best cars, worst bedside manner.
Yeah.
They're good at engineering cars. They'll tell you have brain cancer straight to your face.
Straight to your face.
Right. And you go, okay.
And then ask you to go eat dinner. And I wonder why you turned them down.
Yeah, and then they'll give you sausages.
Why are you being so angry right now?
Exactly. They're confusing. But that's a certain archetype of person.
Yes.
And you and I are great at this one.
Yeah.
Right? There's certain ones like the discipline of silence where you and I go, and we want to scream at the top of our lungs. It's hard for me to be silent for more than 2 minutes. But you and I, it's great for us to celebrate. And that's just because we're wired in this way. And so some people are wired in a way where celebration doesn't come naturally to them.
Doesn't at all.
You and I are very similar.
It's one of my identity statements.
Yes.
I want to live a life of celebration.
Mm-hmm. I say the same for myself. So in that, we get along very well. We're super compatible, and we have this in common, is that we love to celebrate, laugh, have fun. Because something else I wanted to mention is like Jesus' whole ministry was celebrating with people. And obviously not all of it was like partying and having fun, but they would rejoice a lot. And like his first miracle was at that wedding where he turned water into wine to continue the celebration. He said, I want them to continue to celebrate. So I want to make wine, which is also, it's like, if you're having convictions about whether or not you should smoke cigars, Jesus was like, I want you to drink more wine. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's a time and place for everything, obviously. And it's like you shouldn't drink wine at work.
And I shouldn't be smoking cigars when I'm taking a poop.
Right, because that's inside.
It's inside.
Right. That's the one issue with that, is that it's inside. Yeah, that's the issue. Right. Yeah. So it's like Yeah, you're allowed to have fun. In fact, Christ would tell people to do it more.
And so there's people like us. And again, so I want to clarify this. It's just because this comes naturally, for us to celebrate and have fun.
Yeah.
There's other people that you actually, from a teaching, like being a senior pastor,
Right.
you're not hiring me or him.
No.
No. Because you're going to go, yeah, that was funny and everything else like that, but I need some meat here.
Yes.
And so just because this is difficult for you doesn't mean that you're lesser. This just happens to be, okay, Chris is the life of the party, which I'm really not. I mean,
No.
I'm not. I get weird.
I get weird too.
I get weird. I get,
Yeah.
but then you also know, you pretty much know when I'm in
When you're in the right circle,
when I'm in the
it's-
house.
that's
when I'm in the
time.
house,
Chris is here.
But I have to learn that, tone it back.
Yes.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of problems with that because sometimes people don't take you seriously.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yeah. That's one of my biggest pitfalls is nobody taking me seriously. Right? Well, I'm serious. Like every single time I'm hanging
That's why
out
it's just me and you. And we don't.
right. Heaven forbid we should have somebody that's an introvert with us. They go, "You guys suck," and I go, "Get out of our podcast."
Yeah.
No,
just sit over there and shut up like you do.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna just talk amongst ourselves. But I have my friend group. I'm always the butt of jokes. I'm always
and we're okay with it.
It's I'm cool with it.
And until they go like
until they hit that one topic and you go, dude, I wish you'd shut up.
Yeah.
I'll punch you in the mouth.
When people go about your character or something you can't change, like when
Yes.
they say, like if they
That's very true. I can't change.
that you can't change.
Yep.
Okay, that's not funny.
Yeah.
But the fact that my shirt's on backwards, which
Which is funny.
has happened.
Yeah.
And then you come over one day, you're like, hey, your shirt's inside out.
Inside out. Yeah, your shirt was inside out. Thank God. I think we didn't record it. We might have. We'd have to go back and check.
But so that all that to say is that it's okay to rejoice. It's okay to be somber because there's also being the discipline of solitude.
Ecclesiastes is a time for weeping, a time for rejoicing.
Yeah. But it takes work.
Yeah.
And in my life there was a period where it was dark and I actually had to pray. I said, God, I'd like to be happy again. I'd like to I mean my wife could be the happiest person in the whole world. Sometimes I think she's like lost her mind. I'm like, she's sitting there laughing and laughing, and I'm like, what the hell are you laughing at? It's
laughing.
not funny.
I'm sad.
We're watching a murder movie.
Why are you laughing at the murder movie?
But she's just got a spirit of happiness, and some people have said that, and so they're just naturally like that. And then there's people like me where I have to pray and ask God, can I be happy again?
Sure.
And God's like, okay, you have to look for things to celebrate.
Yes, that's a good point. Especially, and not to like harp on, make this about me, but like, being the class clown, a lot of times, I don't know if you were like this, but like you're always joking around and then you come home and it's just like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sad, right? You're cool in public, but then you come home and it's like, oh. And to that, if you're experiencing that, it does take effort to say to God, hey, Lord, would you point out places where I can rejoice? Right. And then there's also another thing I wanted to talk about in the book, communal celebration at the church. One of the things that they talked about towards the end of the book, at the very last chapter there, was like different events that the church would put on. And as I'm reading this, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, church isn't just on Sundays where you show, or like a boring mass where you show up and it's like lame and then you go home and whatever. It's like, no, the church has been and should be involved in the community as well. Like they're talking about fall festivals and movie nights and things that the church would put on. It's like, that's Christians coming together, not for the sake of having a Sunday service. What?
A lot of times I'll go to those, I'll go, oh, this is what good people do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh
yeah.
I never saw that in my house when I was growing up. Oh, they're watching a Disney movie?
Yeah, didn't get a lot of that.
Didn't get that. Who's Disney anyway? I didn't see him in the movie.
Who is Thomas Disney? That's not.
Well, that's like we have a thing at our church called At the Movies.
Exactly.
And they did that one with that. The Lion King, was that?
The Lion King, yeah.
And there are people that are like, it's bullshit.
Right.
Okay?
We shouldn't be talking about
Disney and how woke they are.
Yes.
It's like, okay.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Settle down.
But
take what he did, found some good in the movie,
Right.
and the people were like happy. And the kids were sitting in front of me, and they're singing this song in the Disney movie, and people
Right.
your age,
Yeah.
guys, singing these songs, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I look over at my wife, I go, did I ever watch this movie before?
Yeah, am I missing something?
Have I ever seen this? She goes,
Right.
oh no, the kids loved it. I'm like,
Oh.
where was I at? No, I was at work. I was
You were at
angry.
work, exactly. Exactly. You were not celebrating.
Yeah.
But this is something that I think the church can and should do is you look at it, it's like, well, what do you mean the church is convening for something that's not worship related or Jesus related? It's like you can have a small group or you can have a church event where you get together and just like have a meal. Yeah. And that's good, and you should be doing that.
And have conversations with people you would never have conversations
Exactly.
with. I mean, you can meet some really, really
grow.
fun, interesting people
Yeah.
in church. I'm just saying, I know this guy, casual friends with him. He's in Israel right now doing work projects. I'm like, are you insane? He goes,
Yes.
well, we already had it scheduled, and we're going to go there, and we're going to help these things. We're going to go for 10 days. His name's Cameron. We'll pray for you, Cameron, that he would not get bombed.
Yeah, literally.
I'm like, seriously?
Cameron,
And I said to his wife, and she's like, no, it's okay. But you meet people, and you're like, this is like really cool. You're celebrating with them that they're going to go do this cool thing.
Yes.
When I went to Africa, people were like, this is really cool. Let's talk about it. The other thing is like meeting with people. Like, what are you doing tomorrow? Well,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we're getting a Christmas tree. We're going to decorate it. Yeah, you're welcome. Well, tonight even, we're having a fight night. There's a UFC fight. We're going to get together, just some of the guys. We're going to hang out. We're going to, talk shop or whatever guys do, and we'll watch a fight, as men do, right? And it's fun. It's just us getting together. But we're all Christians. We all get together and we just enjoy something together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's like watching the football game together. For us, it's fighting. And then tomorrow we're going to get together and we're going to decorate a Christmas tree. So like we have this ultra masculine thing that we're going to do, and then we're going to have this ultra feminine thing. We're going to
Are there girls involved in this?
Yes, but it's like we're going to watch people fight and try and kill each other, and then we're going to decorate the house, right? We're getting both ends of the spectrum here. But all that to say is we're hanging out. We're doing things, and it's
You're
not like
celebrating life.
Yeah, not everything has to be so serious. Yeah. Like I was on the phone with this one woman at my job, and she just suddenly started prophesying over me. I'm like, what the heck? I had to write all this down. And she said this one thing in particular. She goes, and she's talking and she's going, and then she stops. She goes, and loosen your tie, unbutton your shirt, live a little, relax. Don't take yourself so seriously. And I was like, oh, you know what? She's right. And because it's like, just chill. It's all right. It's okay. You're allowed to get together and just hang out. Like you don't have to be such a, you don't have to have a stick up your butt the entire time. Of like, oh, I can't say this.
Can
and
I transfer this call to the owner, please, and tell him that you gave me permission?
Yeah, to say all this, right? But it's like you don't have to. Whenever we get together, we sing hymns and we have mass, and it's boring. And it's like, no, that sucks. Jesus wouldn't want that. I think Jesus would want people to get together and celebrate.
We went out the other day to my sister's and another friend, and it was over at Sun and Fun in one of those trailers. And they're tight. They moved the table out. We put a big card table there, and we played cards.
Nice.
We ate dinner. It was really good.
Nice.
And they were like really, again, these nice people. I'm meeting all these nice people. I'm like,
What do I do to deserve this?
Are they? Wait a minute. Are they witnessing to me?
Yeah,
there
right.
they go.
They might. You might need it sometimes.
But there was a couple times that I laughed so hard because I stirred the pot, and I was.
Oh, yeah.
You're
good at that.
I was on fire. I mean, I was stirring.
You were stirring the pot,
and I'm laughing so hard because I'm the funniest person in the room.
Chris Meekins is the funniest.
One of the things I like the most about myself is my sense of humor.
Of course.
But I was laughing hard.
Yes.
And that's celebrating life, just being with other people and laughing.
It sounds
it's okay.
Stupid and hippie, but that's what life's all about, man.
And rediscovering laughter.
Really rediscovering, joy is something that some people legitimately have to do, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because you'd think it's like, well, what do you mean? Just be happy. It's like, well, happiness isn't, I'm going to come home after work and have a cold beer, watch football, and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, there's more to life than that,
So we're getting close. So there's the heart of celebration, which is Jesus taught in Matthew 6:25 and 34. We are to live free from worry, trusting. And so
Yeah.
those moments, yes, the house payment's going to be there again tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. The medical bills still there.
They're going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But right now, you got your family in front of you, you got your friends in front of you, and so it takes an effort to say, okay, I'm gonna. So, I'm from Cleveland, as everybody knows, and
Yes.
and I've been a long Cleveland Browns fan, and it's been
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's
So sorry to hear that.
It's painful, and so I used to sit there, and the kids, and my kids are all lively. My family's pretty lively, and Joyce is like the conservative one, although she's the happiest. But
Yes.
they would be in another room, and I'd be watching the game, and I'd be miserable because they
lost again.
because they suck.
Because they suck.
Okay. And you're sitting there, and I'm like, be quiet, I'm watching the freaking game, and they're getting beat, and I'm sitting in there. They're all in there having a great time, and I'm sitting here choosing to be miserable.
Yep.
And so finally one time I'm like, this is stupid.
What am I doing? Exactly.
Why would I do this? And so I got up and I went in another room, and they stopped talking because they didn't know how to act with me in the room.
Oh, Chris is here.
Dad's here.
Shut up.
Is he going to yell at us or something?
Is he going to beat us with the bell?
It's like, were we too loud? And they're like, no, I'm just, you know what? I'd rather be here with you.
That's good. Because you don't want it. Sometimes takes, like we're saying, it takes a conceited effort. That's the word.
Conceited?
Conceited.
I thought that was
concerted. It's concerted.
Okay.
No, conceited effort's it's the opposite of what I'm trying to say. But a concerted effort to get up from what you're doing and to go out and, like the first step is always the hardest one into the momentum of the snowball rolling down the hill. But like something that I am especially bad with is getting off of YouTube. I'll watch YouTube videos for like hours on end.
Crazy.
And you get stuck in the rabbit hole, and it's hard as heck just to stand up and put it down.
And you'll put it down, and I'm not kidding, 30 seconds later, if not less, you pick it up just to make sure you didn't miss something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're addicted.
So you're addicted.
But it's actually, once you get up and you go, all right, I have to rip the Band-Aid off.
That's the hardest thing about being married, because I'm telling my wife, hey, we got to quit doing this. She's like, okay, I got to quit doing this. And so then she looks up and she goes, I thought you were going to quit doing this and watch the movie with me. I'm like, shut up.
I don't want to talk about this.
So the real thing that we should be happy about is salvation. We have to remember that.
Yeah.
We know where we're going. When this life is over, and we're all gonna.
That's the most encouraging thing I think ever for me, is I tell this to people, I'm gonna live forever. I literally get to live forever.
It's gonna happen.
I don't get to taste death.
And you're gonna know who you are.
Yeah.
Actually, probably the first time.
Exactly. When we finally get there.
I'm not a podcaster.
Oh, I never was supposed to do that. Oh, shoot. Go figure, God.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm really looking forward to, is in my salvation. It means that there is life after this one that is forever, and it is eternal, and it is eternally fulfilling because I'm with God for eternity. And it's like, you get to meet all of your loved ones that have since passed. Yeah. You get to be happy forever. Yeah. He wipes away every tear from your eye. You get to be intimately with God, closer than you ever have before. Yeah. And I would imagine, because it's like, people think that heaven is this place in the clouds where you go and you leave earth. It's like, no. If you read Revelation, heaven and earth literally come together in the end. Yeah. And it's like, it's literally going to be like,
it's not like you thought.
No, it's the Garden of Eden all over again. There'll be cities of light. We'll be in nature. The sun will shine forever. There will be no night. It's going to be like life times 1 million, right? It'll be this experience, kind of like this. It'll be physical. We won't be floating around in the clouds, but it will be the most fulfilling thing you've ever experienced nonstop.
And so, knowing that, the reality is like, okay, wait a minute. I'm here with these people that hopefully they make the right choice.
Hopefully they get saved.
Yeah.
Because don't you want to be a part of this?
Right. And so we'll celebrate together forever and ever.
Yeah.
In a true celebration. Because now, one of the things I know we're running short, but if there's people, I hate fake happy people.
Oh yeah.
I keep on thinking okay, am I a little bit too happy on this podcast? I'm like, no, I feel pretty happy right now.
I feel pretty good, yeah.
But there's people that we were at this restaurant, and this guy was,
oh my God, he just blew out the microphone. Yes.
And I was like, shut up.
Shut up,
and
dude.
you could tell, and he kept on doing it. And you're like, you're you're not funny, you're not happy, you're
Whoa.
obnoxious.
Whoa. Yeah.
And so I hate that.
Yes. I can tell. I can tell this is a pet peeve of yours. Tell us how you really feel.
But so there's not that, and nobody
Right.
wants that.
Right.
I just want people to go, I like it. So my life goal, one of my identity statements is that I want to live life. I want to live life. I
Sure.
want people to know that when I'm in the room,
Yeah.
that I bring a joy and a happiness.
Absolutely.
And I like to celebrate. I'm like, let's have a party.
Yeah.
Let's make this fun.
Right.
Rather than there are times that you have to stop and do work and have a
Absolutely.
you have to be serious.
Yeah.
Okay. And you go to a sad event.
Like your funeral yesterday.
But you don't have to be like dead.
Right. That's good.
But
You
I'd
don't
rather
have to
bring
be
life
dead.
I'd rather bring life into the room.
Because I think really there's, and we can end with this, is there's a difference between like happiness and life, right? Because there was one sermon that Pastor Bernard preached on with, the Garden of Eden. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil is rooted in self. So it's like, well, good is better than evil, right? Well, God told us not even to eat of that tree. It's like, it's not said, God said, eat from the good tree, not the bad tree. He said, don't eat from this tree at all, which is both the knowledge of good and evil, because it's rooted in self. You should eat from the tree of life, which is rooted in God. And it's not just about, I'm happy, I'm sad. It's about bringing life to the room.
You should become a pastor. You should become a youth pastor.
No, I
man.
like this. This is better. It's so much more fun.
And we don't have to answer to anybody.
And we don't have to answer to anybody.
So,
Well,
Will and I were talking. You can cut this off if you have to.
Okay.
But he was talking about his goal in life is he's a writer and he's got a couple of books. He's trying to finish them, and he's going to try to see if he can take off a day from work.
Sure.
Once a week, whatever,
Right.
to do that.
Yeah.
That's celebrating life. It's like, this is what I love to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to find a way with my boss, if he'll let me, to do what I love to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I think our friendship is. I love to do this. He loves to do this.
Right.
There's something about helping people do what they love to do.
Yeah.
It's celebrating
That's fulfilling.
who they are.
Right.
And so if we can do that with you and help you to celebrate who you are,
Yeah.
it's a great day.
Absolutely.
Because everybody brings something to the party.
Sure.
Everybody does.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a very good point. Everybody can celebrate. Everybody has a different way of celebrating, but everybody can celebrate, and you should. Not only is it a thing you get to do, it's a commandment. So, it's just like the Sabbath. You rest one day a week. Try doing that. Try making a Sabbath. Doesn't necessarily have to be Sunday, but for most people it is. Take a day where you force yourself to say, I'm going to not be miserable and work. I'm going to make an effort. And this is something where it's like, I'm glad I get to do this. God commands us to do something that we like to do at least once a week. Take time out of your day, one day a week, and do something that you like to do and celebrate it, because that's what living is.
Start with one thing.
Start with one thing
And say, okay, God, I need your help because I don't know how to do this.
and ask God to help you with it.
Yeah, because God will help you.
Amen.
Amen.
Cool.
Peace.
See you next week.